Season 5 Reloaded really shook up the meta, especially the long-range meta. And in today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So let me know what you think about the format of this video, because I'm not only going to tell you the best weapons, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be using other weapons. Because often I'll give my top 5, my top 10, and everyone's like, but what about this gun? And so I'm going to take in some of those close competitors and talk about why I'm not going to use them. Now, the long-range meta changed a lot. Obviously, look at all of these patch notes. A lot happened in the most recent update. These are all just gun changes all through these. It's important to note that they really focused on introducing further viability into the long-range engagement space. So in this video, we're going to hit every single different weapon type for every player style, whether it's long-range, aggressive play style like people that like the CRONEN and the TAC-V, or maybe someone who likes something a little bit with less recoil that they can beam across the map. And I got some LMGs in here as well. We're going to make this a short, snappy video talking about what weapons you should be using, because more than likely, this is going to kind of be our final meta as we head into Modern Warfare 3. But as we head into Modern Warfare 3, we want to make sure we are equipped correctly with the sponsor of today's video, and that is Scuffed. Now, guys, a lot of you have been either holding back or apprehensive, not really sure if you should check it out. Okay, they've got so much confidence in this product, and it is what I've been using. It's what a lot of the pros are using, and okay, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you want to try it and you don't like it, send it back 30 days. You'll get all your money back. And they're so confident in their latest generation of products, both their Xbox and their PS5 line, that it's a 12-month warranty as well, okay? Digital triggers are really fast single fire. You can have 2 or 4 paddles on the back. If you want 4 paddles, it'll look like this. Of course, you do have the good-looking IceManIsaac design. I mean, this is custom design. They are ready to ship right now. It's not like some of these other companies that are kind of struggling. It's going to take months to get to you. It will ship right out to you. I have people that we've done giveaways, and it's been at their door like the next weekend. Like, it's super fast, okay? Check it out. Link in the pinned comment and the description. Get ready for Modern Warfare 3 because slide canceling is coming back. You're going to need those paddles on the back of your controller to get the most out of your game. But to get the most out of your game right now, you also need the right gun in your hand, okay? And we're going to cover some of the aggressive weapons. These are some of the guns that are going to be shaking a little bit more, but gosh dang it, they're going to hit. Okay, so don't be taking your screenshots yet. I have built out most of these guns. I'll give you the screenshots towards the end. But what's most important here to talk about is numbers, okay? So here are the kind of top 3 weapons that I consider when it comes to heavy hitters, a little bit of recoil, okay? We have the CRONEN Squall, we have the Cast-Off 7.62, and we have the TAC-V. Now, if you didn't catch it at Season 5 Reloaded, actually just straight up Season 5, they nerfed the TAC-V pretty bad, okay? The TAC-V now, in my opinion, isn't worth running at all. You'll have a couple weirdos that'll throw on alternate fire, okay, and then makes it single fire, and it kills fast. But I just don't think it's reliable. Okay, if you want to have fun, maybe I'll talk about a DMR build in the future. It kills really fast, but I just don't find semi-auto guns to be reliable, especially with all the visual recoil in this game. So in my opinion, the only 2 heavy hitters that I would consider running are going to be the CRONEN Squall and the Cast-Off. If I'm you, I would run the Cast-Off in Rebirth, where the engagement ranges are going to be shorter, and I would stick to the CRONEN inside of Al-Mazrah, and that's typically what we're seeing right now. As you can see, the Cast-Off has a very impressive time to kill. Doesn't do too great on the extremities, and since the Cast-Off shoots a little straighter, the CRONEN shoots a little straighter, I would lean towards the CRONEN as my main weapon. If I'm running a tournament, like the CRONEN would be what I want in my hand, but I'm having a lot of fun and I want to hit hard, the Cast-Off 7.62 will be a great weapon as well. Now, where things get a little bit more controversial is here over in what I kind of call like the zero recoil beam category. These guns are going to kill a little bit slower, but it's for the trade-off of being able to shoot so straight. So let's go ahead and look at this graph here and start talking about some of these weapons. First off, I see so many people gassing up the Cast-Off 5.45 as a primary AR. I don't know what they're smoking, who's telling them. The fact that its first damage drop-off is at 30 meters, and then it's all the way at the top. You kind of got it. It's a little bit tough with some of these. Just look at the red line. Notice how the red line is always on top. Yes, it kills kind of quick right here, but that's not what I'm worried about with an AR. Sub 20 meters, I'm usually using an SMG. Then the Cast-Off just falls off, and I would not trust that gun as a main AR, so we're just going to delete it, get it out of the picture. I don't even want to look at it. Okay, now let's start looking at some other ones. What are some other ones that are kind of hanging near the top? Well, the Lockman 5.56. Now, they buffed this gun in the recent update. I was expecting it to come back into the meta, but as you can see here, these are all numbers drawn after they data mined with the most recent Season 5 Reloaded, and it just doesn't hang, man. It just doesn't hang. It does pretty well with extremity damage, but like it just, especially at ranges, it just doesn't do what I would need it to do. So I would not trust my life with the Lockman as well. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Lockman. Now let's start to get something a little bit more interesting. Okay. The M13B got buffed. And now looking at all of those other competitors, not only is the first damage drop off at like 45 meters, but then it continues to perform strong on top of everything else. Okay, I'm really convinced that the M13 is going to be a strong gun moving forward in the future metas. I'll be creating videos dedicated for this, like with like a perfect build and tunings. But I think the M13 could be a really fun gun to use. But for all that in mind, when I start to look at the other two options for like the ISO Hemlock, I just, especially when you start to do extremity damage, like the ISO Hemlock just cannot hang. I mean, if you're not shooting center chest, ISO doesn't look bad. You start shooting legs and it just doesn't do anything. Especially when you throw in headshot damage, neither that or the TAC 56 really compete with the M13. And the M13 has a 60 round mag and a very fast reload as well, 3.1 seconds. In my opinion, I think the M13 is going to kind of be the go-to zero recoil weapon moving forward. Now, we've talked about some zero recoil weapons in the past in some of my previous LMG videos, and these guns really impress me, okay? We're going to compare all these guns here in a moment, but strictly in the LMG category, okay, the Seiken and the Rap are very impressive. But you might be like, Isaac, well, the Seiken actually is performing worse. I mean, the RAL kills in 750 and the Seiken kills in 820. You have to keep in mind that every time you go to shoot the RAL, not as only is it incredibly slow and it has a lot of recoil, but it also has that pre-fire delay. It has the open bolt delay. And with that recoil and the delay, you basically take 70 milliseconds and throw it on top of anything on this chart. True Game Data site does a really good job of this displaying that. It just, the RAL for me is not the gun. Even at ranges, throw on that extra 70 milliseconds, the RAL for me is not it. But then we get into an interesting comparison between the Rap H and the Seiken. Now, the Seiken got nerfed. The Seiken beforehand was my go-to LMG. People have been gassing up the Rap, but I wasn't a big fan of it because I think you burn through ammo really fast. And I think the Seiken did more damage per mag. The Seiken also has like a default 100-round mag, whereas the Rap is 75. But now that the Seiken got nerfed, and as you see, the Rap H, especially at all extremities, stomach, chest, whatever it may be, it's the superior weapon. It's going to burn through ammo a lot quicker, but it is a laser that we're going to be making a dedicated video with the Rap H. It's one of the guns that I'm most excited for moving forward. Okay, now here's where we kind of bring it all together. Okay, we're going to be talking about all of the guns, comparing them, and I'm going to give you screenshots for all of the builds as well. Okay, so here's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, as we look onto this graph, this is with 300 HP. We'll see one outlier, and that is the Signal 50. Okay, obviously the Signal 50 is a great weapon. If you're hitting double chest shots, it can kill faster than any of these weapons, sub 65 meters. And of course, with headshots as well, it kills pretty dang quick. We'll just go ahead and get this one out of the way. I personally rock the nil sound silencer, and I prefer that over the Bruin counter ops because yes, the Bruin counter ops will give me 155 more meters per second of bullet velocity, but it's going to hurt my ADS by an additional 114 milliseconds, and I just can't afford that. I rock the 29-inch kilo barrel for the max bullet velocity. I rock the FSS OLEV laser because it helps out with that aiming idle stability. And with the semi-automatic weapon, every time you shoot, you'll have to breathe in to get your sight steady. And so a lot of people choose to rock no laser, and then they throw on the 7-round mag, or they throw on a faster grip or a faster stock. But in my opinion, unless you're like a mouse and keyboard player who's able to accommodate for those micro sways a little bit faster, I think for the average player, a laser is going to be good. It's going to get rid of that aim sway stability, instability. And then on top of that, it's also going to help out your ADS by about 62 milliseconds as well. We rock the Schlager Night View because it is a long-range weapon. Yes, it's going to hurt our aim down sight, but at the end of the day, if we're playing this, especially in ranked, we can just spam people through the smokes. That's not even fair. That sight should not be allowed in ranked, in my opinion. And then high velocity is going to bring that muzzle velocity up to 1200 meters per second, which is going to make the gun feel a little bit more hit scan. Once again, we'll be having dedicated videos on all of these tuned to your liking in the meantime, but I'll be having dedicated videos with the perfect tunings moving forward. So in the meantime, I'm just going to delete this just so we can focus kind of on the more traditional weapons. Okay, now that we get that one out of the picture and we start to look at some of these other numbers, we'll see we got some impressive stuff coming out of that cast off 7.62. as I mentioned, with something like Rebirth, when you're fighting on rooftops and you need to just rip someone off a heady from under 35 meters, nothing's going to do it faster than the cast off. And even if it's a headshot or body shot or arm shot, cast off is still really, really deadly. Okay. At long ranges, you can see it has a little bit of drop off and it has a lot of shake as well. So personally, this wouldn't be my weapon of choice for the main map. We'll give it a try. We'll see if we can make it for a beamer inside the main map. But right now, I am praising the cast off as the ultimate weapon for the Resurgence small map gameplay. Okay, moving forward, we have, or I'll go and show you that cast off build right now. So we have the Seiken Tread, the Cast In, the Aim OP. I also like the SC Recharge, but for some reason I don't like the SC Recharge on this gun too much. We have the F-Tac Gripper and the 40 round mag. This is one that I don't have like a lot of confidence that this is like my perfect build. I'm still working on that, but the rest of these guns I'm feeling pretty dang good about. Okay, now we'll move over to the tried and true. Okay, you guys know the CRONEN Squall is going to be a really solid gun at all ranges, at all damage. It was nerfed, so it's not going to be as dominant as it used to be. But if you're looking for Old Faithful, you definitely can do it. But in my opinion, I think it's fallen a little short. Still one of the best guns in the game by far. But in terms of like, you know, these alternatives, it might not be the best anymore. Okay, we have the Seiken Tread. We have the HR 6.8 barrel, the SZ Recharge, which in my opinion has the least visual recoil out of all the scopes. We have the F-Tac Ripper, and then the 50 round drum mag. Make sure right now, if you are taking a screenshot of this build, make sure you subscribe to this video. Okay, it does me a lot when you guys are subscribing. Helps me get into the algorithm. It does wonders for me, so appreciate it. Okay, and then moving forward, this is one that I'm super excited about. M13B, as you can see, compared to all of these guns, this is compared to LMGs, cast-offs, CRONENs, like heavy hitting guns. When would we expect to see that? Okay, look, the M13B in green is killing faster than the CRONEN and killing faster than the Seiken. Dude, like that's insane. Even at long ranges, it's killing faster than the cast-off, killing faster than the CRONEN. Like we haven't seen an M13 meta putting out numbers like that ever. I mean, it's always been a gun that's been very accurate, but very weak. And now M13B, I think it's going to be a sleeper that a lot of people should start pulling out to use. And then, so the build we have right here, this is one that I'm perfecting, but we'll kind of go with the old faithful Harbinger G20, 14-inch barrel, the F-Tac Ripper, 60 round mag, and then the SZ Recharge as well. Once again, dedicated videos coming in the near future for that, but make sure you're screenshotting. And then moving on to my two LMGs, okay? I think the Rap H is going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to be a very frustrating gun to run against. If you had a full squad rocking this, okay, unbelievably fast fire rate, so it's very forgiving if you're missing your shots. And then it has one of the best time to kills, especially at range. When we start looking, look at all these guns. They kind of drop off right around 52 meters. And then especially right about here, right about 64 meters. Now the time to kill is substantial. Substantial difference. You're going to need more bullets because your gun does less damage at range. And all these ARs are just straight up doing less damage than the LMGs. So at ranges, when we're trying to beam people, a gun like the Seiken or the Rap, the drop-off isn't as bad, and they have more magazine capacity as well, and it's just going to make for some impressive TTK. As you can see, at range, 900 millisecond TTK with that Rap, and it holds pretty true whether you're shooting extremities, whatever it may be. Headshots, look, blue line, on bottom, all day, no matter what. Check out that Rap, okay? The build I've got rocking for right now is the Polarfire S, the 16-inch barrel, the SZ Recharge, the Hound 9G grip, and the high velocity. One of the best things about this build, 1,400 meter per second bullet velocity. That's faster, if you remember, than my Signal build. My Signal build was 1,200 meters per second. So this gun is truly a laser. It shoots fast, little recoil, insane bullet velocity. You gotta try it. You gotta check it out. The alternative might be a little bit better just for the fact that you won't have to reload as often. It does more damage per mag, is the Seiken. Okay, for the Seiken, as we saw, it's just barely hanging behind it on all those. Its fire rate's going to be a little bit slower. It's still going to be an absolute beam. It got slightly nerfed in the most recent patch, but it's still going to be a really strong gun. This is one I know for a fact is my build. Polarfire S, 20-inch Bruin, SC Recharge, CRONEN WL55, and the high velocity rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys appreciate me kind of going through this video a little bit differently. I wanted to go through kind of the different classes of player, whether it was the heavy hitters like you know, knock out the TAC V. We know why we don't rock the TAC V anymore. Knock out the ISO Hemlock and the TAC 56. Trying to like clarify why we are using these weapons. If you did enjoy that insight, do me a favor, drop a like on this video because I spent way too much on this. I'm very confident in all the builds. If you guys want to get your tunings for all these builds, make sure to subscribe for even more when I have dedicated videos making them the absolute cream of the crop perfect builds. But however, tomorrow we will have the short range meta, so make sure you are subscribed for that because I have some sleepers in there that people don't know about that I promise you will blow away things like the ISO and the MP5, and I'm excited to share it with you. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Scuff for sponsoring it once again. No bias, no BS. Like, Scuff is the way to go. Okay, I'm very, very impressed with their reflex, their instinct, their next generation controllers. They're putting their whole world behind them with 30-day money back guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Guys like JGod have been doing independent testing on things like stick drift. Like, they're bulletproof. I love these controllers, and my design, it's pretty dang badass. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the link down in the description in the pinned comment for Scuff if you want to check one out. You can even design your own, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.